So everybody makes mistakes, and if you're starting out with something new, you're probably gonna make a lot more mistakes than you usually do. So I thought I wanted to talk to you about 5 mistakes almost every beginning filmmaker makes, and maybe you can either avoid them or learn something from what I can tell you about them, or you just feel kind of better because you see that other people make the same mistakes as you did. So let's get straight into it and start with mistake number 1, which is cold calling. Or specifically cold calling without having a proper portfolio or a proof that you're even able to work for the kind of business or people you're cold calling. So this happened to me in the very beginning, and this wasn't even that long ago, that I cold called several businesses and I had some ideas for film projects I wanted to work on with them, and these ideas weren't that bad, but all of them rejected me in the end. And I was like, okay, maybe they didn't get my idea or something like that. I didn't even think about that it was kind of my fault. But you have to think about it that way. If you cold call people for certain projects, those people most of the time run a business and they are professionals. So they make a living from what they do. So for them, time really is money, like every hour counts. So they would be pretty dumb to waste their time with you if you have no real proof that you are able to work for them. So in the end, they're facing a really high risk on wasting their time. So in the end, they would be wasting their money. And when I recently realized this, that was kind of mind-blowing to me. Because like I said, I really thought that was kind of their fault. So try to avoid cold calling. It can work, of course, but I found it's a better way to just work on the projects you have and the projects you can come up yourself. And like if you want to shoot food or products, just shoot food and products, because that hasn't to be for a real shop or something like that. But if you're adding some proof to your portfolio, people are more likely to come to you and ask you to work for them. The second mistake almost everyone starting out with anything makes, and I'm totally guilty of that too, is being impatient. So you got your first job, and of course now you think, okay, from now on it will always go that way, you will get jobs and jobs, and you are now a filmmaker or whatever you're doing. And that is kind of true, but you just have to wait. Just because you're now working on your first job doesn't mean you get the next job the next day or the next week. This will take some time. Concentrate on the projects you have, do your best, get your work out there, and people will find you and they will come to you if you're good at what you're doing. But be patient and take one step at a time. You shouldn't accept that many projects at one time. Just concentrate on one project and the stuff you're doing and do your best. This will help you even more in your filmmaking process and in your career than accepting every project and doing everything. And this leads me to the next mistake a lot of people do, which is just doing everything. Like, okay, you want to shoot music videos, but you got an offer for like a real estate video. So of course you can make money from that. But if you don't really want to do real estate videos, it would be a real mistake to accept that project. Because first, if you don't really like what you're doing, you probably won't do your best. And second, if you're doing a lot of these projects you don't really want to do, someday you will be stuck in this niche and it's really hard to get out of this later. So really try to do the projects you would like to do from the early beginning, and it will be much easier for you to follow that path throughout your career. Another huge mistake most beginners make at least one time in their early career is being unprepared. So try to avoid to go to a shooting without having any ideas in your mind what you want to do. For every project you should take some hours and concentrate and think about what you want to achieve, what you want to do, what you want the final product to look like, and maybe make a list of this. Make some kind of mind map or a storyboard or a shot list so you don't miss out any important shot. this will really make the whole filmmaking process a lot easier, and even more important, this makes you look a lot more professional than you probably are. So prepare yourself for every project. Most of the time, if you're getting paid for the projects, you can even charge this preparation time. So don't waste your time, waste your client's time, prepare for everything, and this will make it a lot more easier for you. And there's one more mistake almost everyone does, and it doesn't matter if you're starting out as a filmmaker, starting out as a photographer. This is really important for everyone doing any creative stuff. The final advice I want to give you is get your work out there. Get yourself seen, get the people to know you and to know what you're doing, what you're able to do, what your skills are. This is the only way that people can see you and can come to you and ask you to work with them. I'm kind of filmmaking for several years now, and I always did some kind of projects, and sometimes people came to me and asked me to collaborate or something like that. I did music videos for myself, I did travel videos, and I always thought, man, it would be so cool if I could make some money from that. But most of the time I was keeping the stuff I did for myself, or I was just posting it on Vimeo, but didn't show it to anyone I knew. But it's more likely that someone you know comes to you for projects than some other Vimeo user from, I don't know, Canada or America or somewhere. Show your work to the people around you, and there will definitely come a moment where you will get a job from someone. And from that job you will get another job and another job and another job. And this is how starting out as a filmmaker or starting out as any creative, this is how it works. So do what you love, get your work out there, and you will definitely make it. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video again.